subscribe. Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
You said something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah. Full stop.
And Mordecai was man enough to know that in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself.
In the context of the vice president, were you trying to send a message?
That we've got to be able to vote that misogyny is still real in our community. We've got to address it head on and not act like it doesn't exist. The reality is if black men had voted, Stacey Abrams would be a governor. And so I think that we've got to do some real redress that after racism, the biggest ill in America is sexism. And I think it's part of the responsibility of this generation to deal with it head on.
Make sure everything is sounding right. How y'all live, man? How's everybody living out there? Hope you guys are having a great evening so far. And I hope you're having a great week so far, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure my volume ain't too loud. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. I don't want to go too loud. I'm trying to adjust my volume. If you guys can hear me pretty good, give me that fly thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me pretty good. If I'm heard nice, crisp, and clearly, give me a thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the building. Everybody give us a nice retweet to let folks know we're live right now. There you go. Few things going on. We're going to have an event at the Hidden History Museum. We were going to do it for Halloween, but there's so much stuff going on because a lot of people have been renting out the Hidden History Museum. So we've been having a lot of events. There was an event, like a private event there yesterday. It was packed up there. So we got so much stuff happening at the museum within the next few weeks. We're pushing our event back to November. We're going to do the comedy mixer event sometime mid-November, and I keep you guys posted on that. We were going to do a little Halloween thing, but we got so much going at the museum, we just had to push it back because a lot of people in the community, they love doing things at the museum, and a lot of people are renting it out for different things, and it's a staple in the community out here. So we're very proud to be able to serve the community of LA out here with the museum and other places. But y'all come on out if you were in LA, come on out and visit, but we'll keep you guys posted on the event we're going to have in November. So y'all stay tuned for that. Also, what else is happening? Still trying to decide on which documentary film we're going to knock out next. I really want to do that Dr. Francis Cress Welsing documentary. I really want to do that. A lot of people want us to do another version of Hidden Colors. We've been getting a lot of requests for that. People want a new Hidden Colors documentary. So a lot to think about. And then some people are saying we need a Buck Breaking 2. So we're going to have a poll. I might have to put a poll up when I do my next YouTube to kind of decide what we're going to do, which film direction we're going to go in. But I really want to do that Dr. Welsing piece, but we're getting so many requests for other things. But I keep you guys posted on that as well, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff going on, and I'm going to get some calls in a minute. Y'all get ready for the calls. I get some calls in a minute. People are still watching the election, seeing where that's going right now, seeing where the numbers are going. They got Kamala Harris really trying to black it up. They really keep surrounding her around a lot of black folks. They got the Hollywood system and the Boule system really going hard for her. The what was that preacher, Jamal something? What's his name? The guy on the East Coast, that preacher. he was in the church with Kamala, and then he was preaching, talking about, and this is clearly some talking points coming from the top. What is this man's name? What is his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. I keep wanting to say Jamal Bowman, but it's not Jamal Bowman. What's his name? Now I'm stuck. Okay, I want to know the guy's name. Juicy, you know who I'm talking about, Juicy. What's this guy's name? I know you know, Juicy. Help me out real quick, because now I got a brain fart. Now I want to remember the guy's name. Oh, where'd Juicy go? What's up, Juice?
Hey, King Tariq, shout out to you. His name is Jamal Bryan, and he
There
has, I
you
believe, it's
go.
New Birth here in Atlanta, which is a mega church here in Atlanta.
Jamal Bryant. I kept wanting to say Jamal Bowman. I knew it was a Jamal and a B. So yeah, Jamal Bryant. All right, there you go. I knew you knew. Thank you, beloved. All right, Jamal Bryant. So he was up here talking all of that. The black woman, y'all black men need to support the black woman. The black woman fed you. The black woman clothed you. The black woman. Man, when they start doing that, I get so damn offended, man. When they start propping up Kamala trying to talk about the black woman, and if y'all don't get the hell out of here, he was doing that. That's really offensive. That's really offensive, and that's coming from the DNC. That's coming from the Boule DNC, them think tanks. They're going to try to shame black men into supporting Kamala by comparing her to the black women in our lives. Ain't no damn comparison. That woman is not a foundational black American. I'm letting black people know, black men in particular, you don't owe Kamami nothing. That woman is not a foundational black American. We do not owe her the same honor, respect, and praise as we do foundational black American women. Kamala Harris ain't never walked in the shoes of foundational black American women. She ain't never put in the work of foundational black American women. We don't owe Kamala a damn thing. Kamala ain't never fed a community. She ain't never fed the black community like foundational black American women. She never taken care of children in the community like foundational black American women. You never helped families out when they were in need like a lot of foundational black Americans I grew up with. When did she do that? There's a lot more to being a foundational black American woman than just dancing and going to a damn HBCU. There's a lot more to it. Not only is it disrespectful to black men, that's disrespectful to black women. Trying to give a Hindu bedwench the same type of accolades as foundational black American women. That's stolen valor. That woman has never walked in the shoes of foundational black American women. FBA women are goddamn riders. Her lineage don't have an Ida B. Wells. There is no Rosa Parks in her lineage. There is no Coretta Scott King in her lineage. There is no Shahrazad Ali in her lineage. There is no Dr. Francis Cress Welsing in her lineage. How damn dare you just disrespect foundational black American women by comparing a Hindu bedwench to them? You understand? I'm I feel disrespected for the sisters being compared to that riffraff ass broad. No, y'all don't get to do that. Jamal Bryant and all y'all buck dancing it up for extra shekels from the damn DNC. That ain't cool. Not cool whatsoever. So they know that, look, Kamala is losing. Her numbers ain't where they're supposed to be. You know what I heard out there in Texas? Because they're doing some early voting now. I heard in Texas, I forgot what city this is, but in Texas, I heard that people were voting for Trump and the little janky machines were changing the vote to Kamala. Did y'all hear that? I heard this was going on somewhere in Texas. Have y'all heard that? Yeah, they were voting for Trump, but then the machine would register Kamala. So they already doing some low janky stuff, and they're trying to blame it on some errors on the machines. Let's get Brother Ani Asaru. Have you heard anything like that, Brother Ani? Let me get you on, brother. Brother Ani, hop on, sir.
What's going on, Flex?
What's going on with you, brother?
Man, it's a lot going on. I don't know if you watched that 20v1 little dating thing. They probably got that from what you did back in the day.
Yo, they
Talking
pop
about
balloons.
yeah, they did something like they had some black guy come up there and they one of the women asked him what was his plan to vote for this year. And he said, well, it's not really my thing. I'm not feeling the candidates. And all of the women popped their balloons. It is on like a white type little platform. And then they put like an ad up. So I think
I
that
saw.
was to shame black men. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that cornball ass nonsense. Yeah, these folks are getting so desperate right now. Yeah, I saw that corny nonsense. So yeah, they're really trying to do the shame vote, and there was somebody I retweeted, some tether woman, just really denigrating black men. What is her tweet? She made her page private because everybody started going in on her ass. What's this woman's name? Let me show y'all what she made it private. She was like, have y'all noticed? Wait, black dudes not supporting Kamala Harris are misogynistic trash that don't give a damn about the women in their lives or in their own communities. I retweeted this musty fool. Everybody got on her bumper and she had to make her page private. Yeah, these tethers, they're not going to sit up here and try to shame us into going along with the okie doke. We're not doing that whatsoever. We're gonna get some more calls in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all hang tight. The trial started with Daniel Penny up there in New York, the suspected white supremacist who allegedly lynched a special needs black man, Jordan Neely. It's very interesting what's going on because a lot of the white supremacists online, they've been really trying to cape for Daniel Penny. He's going to be, they want him to be the new Bernard Getz. There's every like decade or so, there has to be one of these lynchings of an innocent black person at the hands of a suspected white supremacist. And they have to be able to get off with doing that. That's very important. Let me break this thing down. Why you see a lot of these suspected white supremacists caping for Daniel Penny after this guy clearly did a brazen alleged murder, and the justification and the white supremacists just keep making up all of these scenarios like, oh, Jordan Neely was about to attack a woman. No, he wasn't. It's a bunch of I'm white and I say so. He's a completely innocent man. He's in New York yelling on a train. He was hungry, kind of talking to himself. He wasn't threatening anybody. And people yell on trains and talk on trains all the time in New York. That's nothing new. But in the system of white supremacy, every decade or so, it's very important for the white supremacists to be able to check the temperature of white supremacy. And the way they can check the temperature of white supremacy is to see if they can get away with a murder with impunity. That's the best way to see how strong the system of white supremacy is, when you can get away with a murder or a framing of a black person and you do it with impunity. And it's very important that the black person is innocent. That's very important because, see, the outrage is what they're looking for. Us to be outraged and not being able to do anything about it. See, that's what they look for. They want black folks to be crying, outraged, begging for help. When we're begging and crying, they're like, oh, yes, the system is strong. As long as we got these Negroes begging and crying, the system is strong. So every decade or so, they need a situation where one of these suspected white supremacists goes out here and murders an innocent black person, and then they all rally around that person and come up with a bunch of excuses and do a bunch of I'm white and I say so, and make sure that that person gets off. We got that happened with Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman. It was very important to make sure he got off because they needed to check the temperature of white supremacy because Obama was in office. The white supremacists, they kind of felt nervous. They felt like they were losing power. So they needed something to reinforce the power that they needed to understand that they still had. So the best way to do that is to see if they could get away with a murder, to make sure they got the court systems on lock, to make sure that Barack Obama better not do anything and the black community better sit on their hands. So it was very important for them to check that temperature. And here's another thing: when we go down to and they did it a lot under Obama, but there was a lot of backlash. After a while, there was nationwide backlash over that. You weren't just gonna knock off black folks with impunity and nothing went down. So fast forward to 2020, they needed to get another murder under their belt. And with the George Floyd situation, where you're doing this on camera, because see, usually a lot of the murders would happen, it wouldn't be on camera. You just hear different stories and different takes on it. But this one was very brazen. It was done on camera in real time. You got to see George Floyd get murdered. And that was very important for them to show. And it was very important for them to try to let the man off. And it backfired on them. Let's be clear. Um, they were going to let that race soldier off. They didn't want to prosecute him. And that's why not only did the country turn up, the whole planet, the world turned up. Because when we got turned up over here, people start turning up in solidarity around the world. Like over there in Greece, they were attacking the US embassy. Yeah, we put the United States on the hot seat. All over the world, they were stomping the yard following our lead. So they had to say, oh, we got to put this guy in jail. You see? So that didn't go like they wanted it to go. They got billions of dollars worth of damage done, and the guy went to jail anyway. So white supremacy felt weakened, and also the streets were hot. Other people in the dominant society were getting clapped up. You see? But let's go back even some more when they started offing people like um, Alton Sterling and Philando Castile and doing it with impunity. They thought they were getting away with stuff. And then what happened was you had some vigilante cats out here in the streets getting justice. You had Micah Johnson, who laid down damn near a dozen of them race soldiers. Gavin Long and some of these other people were laying them down. They didn't expect that. They're like, oh, yeah, there was people were getting their licks back. You had cats out here going for broke. So yeah, that didn't go like they wanted it to go. See, the thing is, when cats are getting their lick back, that's not the temperature that they want. That shows that the system is weak and vulnerable. Like, we ain't submissive. You got black folks out here that's down to turn up and put it all on the line. So white supremacy felt weakened, and they still feel weakened. So they've been feeling weakened for a while because them knocking black folks off and just getting away with it's not as smooth as it used to be. There's a lot of get back out here in the streets. They don't like that. And the community's just not sitting on their hands. So now we got this situation where, they want to monitor this situation real closely. They want to make sure that Daniel Penny gets off. And then they want to monitor how we're going to react to it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing goes. But they need a win. These white supremacists are very desperate, and they need a racial win, and they judge their wins by how they can off us with impunity. And the energy is real different out here. If they try to play that old "I'm white and I say so" thing with Penny, that's not going to go how they want it to go. That's going to go real funky. Because yeah, everybody's already on edge, so that's not going to go where they think it's going to go. See, let's see. They thought, what the closest thing they got to a real win, which was a semi win, was Kyle Rittenhouse. Let's see, with Kyle Rittenhouse, the target was black folks, but the black folks saw what he was doing, so he ended up getting at some allies of black folks, and the white supremacists said, okay, for the time being, that's good enough. Shit. You got some white people who like black, so that's good enough. But that's still not where you wanted it to go. You don't want it to go there. You want to get at some black folks and then be able to get off. See, Kyle Rittenhouse, that was a bittersweet situation. Yeah. Yeah. They couldn't get the N-word, so they can get the N-word lovers, so to speak. You know? So that's how they check the temperature of white supremacy, doing these brazen lynchings and doing it with impunity. Because see, a lot of the cops can't keep doing that because too many lawsuits now. The cops can't keep doing that. The lawsuits are filing through, and also cats are clapping back, man, out there in North Carolina. Remember, there was a brother, well, earlier this year, I think. Remember, they had him barricaded, and this brother was laying him down. Y'all remember that out there in North Carolina? This brother was laying him all the way down. They took him out, but he took some with him. I forgot that brother's name, but he wasn't bullshitting. So yeah, it's not the easy wins they think it's gonna be out here. Real interesting dynamic. We got Che Baby. Chaby. Get on. You're making a lot of gestures here, Chaby. What's going on, Chaby?
Oh, I apologize, Mr. Nasheed, Mr. Nasheed. Yes, sir. I just first and foremost, I want to say, good morning, and thank you for allowing me up here on this space. I'm
What
not
city?
sure.
What city you at, brother?
Oh, unfortunately, I'm up here in Dorchester, Boston. So, as a Black American man myself, I'm in the community up here, and I'm seeing what they're doing to us. I mean, during September 11th, I remember particularly there was a lot of state police officers in my neighborhood that were harassing us. I mean, I
Yeah.
saw people getting harassed. I saw people getting abused, really. And since that time, you know, I said Micaiah Johnson's and with North Carolina had like that's I mean, if they don't leave us alone and let us build, wealth for ourselves, and they keep on knocking us down every time we get a little bit of power. I mean, we're eventually gonna rise up and say, this is not fair on all fronts. So why shouldn't we die for what we believe in?
Yeah.
That's what our ancestors did. So maybe we should do the same thing. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to take up too much time, but me, I'm kind of a Garveyite myself, and so when I
Now,
start, uh,
how far is it from Salem, Massachusetts?
yes, sir. I
How,
apologize.
yeah, yeah. How far is Salem from Dorchester?
I don't know. I never been to Salem.
Okay. How far are you from Boston?
In the city, so I mean, me myself, I've experienced, the city of Boston to be a very racist city. I mean, not only because I live here, but I've heard a lot of people visiting this metropolitan place, um, renowned for schools and hospitals, to be a very, hard place, I would say. Of course, I'm not one of those community pests or anything. I love my neighborhood just as much as anybody else would, but I know, there's a certain stigma that we live with up here in Boston. Like, for example, misrepresentation. I mean, this is like a police state up here, I think. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a lot of cops up there. Yeah, Boston got them Irish ass cops up there. Yeah, they're infamous for that. Yeah, so I'm very familiar. And then the racism in Boston, where you had NBA players saying that's one of the most racist places they've ever played. Yeah. What's up, Combo? Combo in the building. Combo in the building. Mr. Combo, unmute your microphone. Mr. Combo. If you can unmute your mic, that'll be great. And while we're waiting on Combo, let's get Brother Sir Major in the building.
Hey, what's up, brother Tariq? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
I'm doing all right. Hey, I wanted to shed a little light on Kamala Harris. She was at New Birth Baptist Church, and uh, Pastor Jamal Bryant had a black woman escorted out of church by the police for being a non-supporter of Kamala Harris. Did you catch that on tape?
No, what happened?
So yeah, I guess there was a woman who was not who was, I guess, calling out the fact that Kamala Harris is a witch. Uh, you know, because there was a white boy that attended her rally, Kamala Harris rally, and said Jesus is King or something, or Jesus is Lord, and Kamala Harris said, called on tape saying that you're at the wrong rally. Y'all need to go to the rally down the street, the smaller rally,
Right.
and a lot of black religious folks did not like that. You can't talk about God uh, in a disrespectful manner or in vain with some black folks, because some black folks take that real personal. Well,
Yeah.
there were some real Christians that were at the church, and they called it out, and they would not be, they were clearly not supportive of Kamala Harris, and there was a police officer in uniform escorting a black woman out of the church as Kamala Harris is on stage, and so that is caught on tape. I posted that video, and Jamal Bryant is not in any moral position, in the words of
Right. Oh yeah.
the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He's in no moral position to give condemnation and lecture black people about how to treat women when he's got his own skeletons and own allegations that we don't have to get into, um, of his own. He's accused of impregnating a bunch of the women of the congregation
Oh
and
damn.
having 7 children. So, you know, Jamal Bryant is not in any position to lecture black men about treating black women.
Wow. Wow. My man. Well, thank you so much, Major. I appreciate that. Man, let's get based somebody. Somebody's based.
Hey, what's up? It's not based like that, but
Was it based like? I don't know. Was it based?
just I'm based like like I'm just my true self, like I you know um
And
yeah.
what?
I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, are you over there, sir? Are you?
I do feel like like black people are represented. There's, especially since Elon Musk got on this app, and like now I'm seeing like all sorts of shit, like Hitler speeches translated and shit, and um I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah, and I don't want to be like some white savior or whatever, you know what I mean? So, but I'm just an ally. I'm from Colorado. I don't know if you know about Elijah McClain in Aurora.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm familiar with it. I'm
Um, he was just a kid with autism, and he had a ski mask on his face, and they were telling him to take it off. And I think the paramedics shot him up with ketamine, and he puked and aspirated on his vomit and died.
yeah.
And I went and protested. Doesn't mean shit. I didn't do anything. I just, I protested, and I was, held the line with the cops. Got, gas. Doesn't mean shit. But I can never understand y'all's perspective. So I don't
Yeah.
really have a lot to say on all this. But
All right. Thank you so much. Go back to getting your smoke on. There you go. All right, Jocko. What's up, Jocko? Jocko in the house.
Can you hear me?
What's up, Jock?
All right, yes, Jocko Bassi. How you doing, brother Flex? Listen, I was at the Taste of Soul 2 days ago. For those of you who are not from Los Angeles, Taste of Soul is a festival we have here in Los Angeles in the black community. It was really just like a down low, almost like a pro Kamala rally. It's like you were in a police state. They had a stage 94.7 The Wave. They had a stage, right? And one of the MCs up there, he was gauging the crowd, saying, I know you brothers up in the crowd are going to vote for Kamala. Let me get a show of hands and let me get a response. Then he had the audacity to make the comment that if any of you out there not voting for Kamala, I come down there and sock you in the jaw. I swear to
What?
God, he said that on the stage.
I know the audience didn't like that.
No, there was very little resistance from the audience. People didn't really take as much offense to it as I did because he just kind of slipped it in and kind of jokingly, like, yeah, I come
Oh,
down and sock some of you brothers in the jaw if you ain't voting for Kamala. You know who to vote for. So I mean, it's just they pulling out all the stops right now, speaking to us like we're little children. Everywhere you turn, like you better go vote for this woman, like some damn Nazis. Excuse my language.
yeah, it's getting insane, man, and they're getting desperate. They're getting desperate because listen, Kamala is losing. Let's be real. She's losing, and they know she is, and they know who they're going to blame, and that's good. If they want to blame black men for her loss, that's good. On November 6th and 5th and 6th, you're going to hear a lot of finger wagging at us. Let's get George. Let's get George in the building. George, George. Unmute that microphone, George. And then we'll get Spook. Spook, hop on in right now because George ain't saying nothing.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Spook?
Not much, not much. Hey, I had a question for you, because I was watching Hidden Colors with the guys, and we really admire what you're doing. But I had one question, if I could ask you.
Hey, brother, go ahead.
Uh, was you ever a Pan Africanist? And if you was, when did you switch what made you make the choice to delineate? And
Well,
I
no,
have no criticizing with delineating. I'm totally
but
with it.
I was like Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad, he recognized black people globally, but Elijah Muhammad was never a Pan-Africanist. I was never the kind of person like everybody, let's pack up and we all gonna leave America for Africa. I've never been on that. I've been on let's do global business, and I still like to do global business. I'm like, hey man, let's get some of those African nations to do some dual citizenship and give land so we can do business. But as far as Pan-Africanness, where people are talking about going to move into Africa and going back home, and no, I ain't never been on that. This has always been my home. And when you look at the Hidden Colors movie, look at how I named it a certain way, very specific. Hidden Colors One, the untold story of people of original Black and Moorish descent. You understand? So I worded it a certain way. I'm talking about the Black people who were here, Black people who were in Africa, the Black people like the Moors who traveled all over. So I was covering all bases when I was talking about Black people. So even in Hidden Colors, we talked about the Black people who were already here. We were the first people to talk about that. A lot of people, they didn't even know how long Black people were in the Americas until Hidden Colors. We were the first people to really put that out there like that. A lot of folks didn't know. I mean, you would hear certain things, but we laid it out. And I'm gonna have to do something to really, really go even deeper about it. But in the first couple of Hidden Colors films, we talk about the Black people who are already here, the Aboriginal people who are already here, letting folks know that, this is ours too. Yeah. Well, George, you here? All right, let me get George out of here. George ain't ready. George is not ready. And shout out to the brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Let me be very clear. Um, I'm still rock with brothers and sisters who are cool because I still got good folks out here in the UK. I got some riders in the Caribbean. I got riders in Africa. I got some cool folks out there. I got some cool people who are down. So look, I still rock with them. They're still my brothers. Look, when I went over there to Zimbabwe, they treated me beautifully over there. The brothers and sisters in South Africa treated me beautifully out there. The brothers in the Netherlands, when I went to Amsterdam, they brought me out there for a bunch of lectures. They treated me wonderfully. When I go globally, they treat me phenomenal. The UK, man, when I did lectures out there, I was doing lectures at concert halls, selling them out. I mean, they show mad love in the UK. That's probably why they banned me from there. I get a lot of love. Yeah, so I rock with black folks globally still. But what I do, I recognize our lineage here. I ain't never said I'm gonna pack up and bounce because no, this is my joint here. So I recognize our brothers and sisters worldwide. I recognize the global black family, but I also recognize the family here at home. This is my joint here. I'm not talking about going on the Black Star Line and leaving. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I never talk about doing that. I ain't going no damn where. And ain't never said I was going anywhere. You dig? I've always claimed this. I've always claimed my lineage here proudly because our few people here were phenomenal. They did phenomenal things. They sacrificed a lot for us, and this is our joint. Yeah. But I would still love to do global business with folks. That's my thing. I like to see people get built up to a certain situation where we can all do global business so that everything ain't just so one-sided. I would like to set up things where, hey, look, we helping folks get over here and get their money up. Hey, why don't y'all, hey, get some land going on over there? So if we want to go over there and vacation and kick it and do business, just like we do business in other places, man. Y'all, let's set it up over there too. Y'all got all this land over here, man. We can be setting up stuff over here. Let's get some, y'all letting these Asians over here, let us come over here and do some of this business. Let's get some of these raw materials and we know where to take them. And we get everybody cut in and clicked in with the right amount of paper. Let's do global business. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We ain't coming over here trying to colonize everybody. We want to do square business. We want to do straight up and down legitimate business. But a lot of cats ain't biting on it. So it's like, all right, whatever. It's like, whatever. Let's get Darius in the building. Let's get Darius in the building. Darius in the building. Well, yeah, Darius. And then we're going to. Hey, Darius, how are you?
Man. Just to let you know, like some of the people from Crenshaw and Slauson, like we're definitely going for a lot of them is going for Trump. They really not going for Kamala Harris. They seeing the buffoonery with her.
Oh, yeah.
That's the crazy part about it, man. Just me and my uncle right now. That's not really messing with Kamala Harris. The rest of my family, they are Kamala Harris supporters. They are Democratic shields. Even my own mom, man. So it's like it's
Oh, yeah.
kind of sad, because a lot of our families really want this lady to win, and they not knowing the consequences that's going to be coming behind her.
Right. Right. And then very good narrative, man. And listen, black folks, what the hell? Black people, black people, black people. What do you want Kamala Harris to win for? Really? What y'all stomping for Kamala for? I mean, for real, for real. Other than they didn't scared y'all with Trump is the boogeyman. Other than that, there is no reason to support no Kamala.